Hey guys, Tyler Wood from Coldwell Banker up here in Big Bear Lake, California. So today I wanted to talk about one of the things I hear a lot from buyers as their objections from buying houses in Big Bear, or certain houses, and that is that it's not cabiny enough. It's not what they're thinking about when they're thinking about a cabin. And I hear that a lot on listings where it doesn't have a lot of the cabiny features. And what are cabiny features? Like the log look, log siding, or lots of wood, beams, heavy beams, high ceilings, vaulted ceilings with maybe a river rock fireplace or kind of a rustic fireplace. Those kind of features. Lots of wood. Now, a wood house or a log house is not for everybody, but you got to look at the compilation of buyers from Big Bear. 75 to 80% of the homes that are sold in Big Bear are sold to second home buyers. So, they're coming from out of the area, and the objection they have is, if it's not cabiny enough, is that they want a house that's different from the one they have down the hill. They want a house that's going to remind them of a cabin, not necessarily of the house they have off the mountain. So, it's definitely an objection. So if you have a house that's not cabiny, or it doesn't have a cabin feel to it, you got to understand that going into it, that your buyer pool, the amount of buyers that are going to be interested in your property, is going to be a lot lower than your neighbors down the street that is cabin style. Again, not everybody has to have a cabin, but the majority of Big Bear buyers do. So if yours doesn't have that, you have to realize that going into a sale. And what does that mean? Well, you're going to have to price it a lot more aggressively if you're going to have a limited pool of buyers. If you don't have as many buyers looking at your place, it needs to be a more aggressive price. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting and waiting. And there's always a chance you're going to find a buyer, but it may take a while. The other part is, what can you do to make it more cabiny? Well, again, where do you stop and where do you start and where do you stop? It could be quite expensive, but some of the things you can do is adding wood, wainscoting, knotty pine, wainscoting to the property, maybe to the ceiling if it's a high ceiling, maybe adding some log siding to the exterior, or log accents to the trim or to the windows or to the sides of the house. So there's some things you can do to make it more cabiny, but I think it's tough. It's tough on that because you don't really know where to start and stop. You do a partial job, and buyers are going to tell. So, the cabiny feature of your property, it's something that buyers are looking for. Buyers want to have a cabin feel in Big Bear. If you don't have it, you have to realize that. You have to price your property aggressively to compete with that. You can't price it the same way as these log cabins because they're not the same. Right or wrong, buyers are paying more per square foot, and they're buying more log cabins than they are non-log cabins or cabiny style homes. So you just need to realize that up front. All right. So if you have any questions, it's Tyler at thetimwoodgroup.com, and thanks for listening.